How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie could well be renamed Super Duper Manners and still stay true to the content of its message. The book teaches that kindness and assertiveness can and should go hand in hand. Essential reading for anyone interested in self-improvement and networking. The teachings of kind leadership and management are especially valuable. Now for some unfiltered thoughts on this book. I really like this book. I thought that it had a lot of great stuff to say in there. The only hang-up that I have about this book really is simply the framing of some of the key points and the framing of even the title of the book itself, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Like, I just don't think that it should be our aim to be controlling other people, influencing others. But that being said, like if it were called like how to be really polite, how to be super duper polite, how to show kindness and be polite to people or something like that, I would almost like it a lot better if it said something like that, or if it just was simply how to be more persuasive. And that's really the only hang up that I have. I feel that it's titled in such a way in order to sell more books. The content of the actual teachings are not mean-spirited in that way at all, but they could just be reframed, or it's good to keep in mind that we're not going to control what other people do because that's not within our capability. Like, I think one of the principles is called How to Win Others to Your Way of Thinking, and I think it should just be more about how to come off as more persuasive or how to be more polite. Because like when we teach manners to little kids, we don't tell little kids like, oh, you know, this is how you're gonna win friendships and this is how you're gonna influence somebody is by saying please and thank you. We just tell little kids it's just nice to say please and thank you, so that's why you should do it. And in a lot of ways, a lot of these principles have to do with that. I think it's just like advanced manners. I think that this book is just about advanced manners, and it's just how to be above and beyond with politeness and kindness and to show it in a more sophisticated way. That's all I take away from this book. I don't literally translate it to I'm going to influence others, because that's silly. We can't control what other people do, but we can control our own behavior, and we can modify our own behavior to be more persuasive if that's the case. If I think this book is best for someone in like a commission sales position or something like that, or somebody who has to be a manager. If you're a manager, you have to supervise personnel, and you have to assert discipline and ask boundaries and things like that. And this just has a lot of good advice of how to do that in a way that isn't mean-spirited. Like, for example, one of the principles in there is like give compliments first and then give criticisms. So give compliments and do so sincerely. Things like that, beyond the titles of the principles, beyond the title of the book itself, when you get down to the content, it's not mean-spirited. It's not about controlling people. It's about how to be nice and how to put that self-centeredness that all humans have and taking that from the forefront and putting that on the back burner when we need to. It's a great read, and it's a classic. And like I say, anyone who's in sales or anything like that, sales or a manager position, I'd highly recommend it for that. Just keep in mind your own positioning on this and don't get too caught up in this is how I'm going to control other people. But I would highly recommend it. I think it has a lot of great principles in there, and it has a lot of great ways to be more friendly and to show more kindness to people. So I'd highly recommend it. And those are my thoughts on how to win friends and influence people.